I'm Brian with Allwell Rents, and I am here to show you how to set up pipe and drape. Pipe and drape involves pipes and drape. Before you start setting up, you want to put a drop cloth down on the floor where you're going to work to keep the drape nice and clean. And then you will take your bases. Your bases have 2 holes to screw the pipe into. You want to screw the pipe into the center hole unless you want the pipe all the way up against the wall. So we're going to take our first base and put it right here. The second base, we're going to set this one up at an angle because I'd like it right up against this area. But these tables are going to pose a small problem. So we'll just do it at an angle, which is no problem. So you want to make sure that this base will just keep everything nice and set. Then you take your poles and you just screw them in. You notice at the top of these you have your anchors for your crossbar. Screwing them in is fairly easy, just can tight. Now this one I'm going to put in that far hole because I want it right up against this. And after you set it up, you can move the base to where you need it. Normally you do not set the bases right on the drop cloth that you're working on, but today it shouldn't pose a problem as we'll just keep the drop cloth down to take care of any other messes that show up. I like to set up your crossbar before. Make sure you get the right distance, like that. And then you take your drape. Now, on this, your drape has a front and a back. It's very hard to see, but the back side is where the drape actually ends over the loop. You can see that. And then you just take your pole and you start threading your drape on. Unless the pole is fully extended to its 10 feet, you will want about 4 pieces of drape on each pole. If it is at its full feet, you'll want about 5 pieces of drape. But this also varies on all sorts of things, the lighting, if it's really windy or not. If it's really windy, or you're doing it outside underneath a really bright day, then you're going to want more drape because the light will just shine straight through, and that doesn't really work. The drape comes in different colors. Black is the most common, as this is mainly used just to hide things, keep people from going through doors that you don't want them to go through. But there's also white and ivory and red, and we can get just about any color that you would like. We also have a velour. What those are mainly used for are people who are setting up dressing rooms outdoors for a fashion show or a play or something like that. So now that I have the drape on, I'm not going to worry about where the drape is actually positioned on this pipe until it is all the way hooked up. I happen to be on the taller side, so I don't need a step ladder, but quite a few people do. After it is up, you're going to spread out the drape. You want it wrinkled up at the top to help cancel out the light, get the drape to overlap where it needs to. And just kind of make it so all the drape's about even. And this is why we want 4 pieces. And there you go. That's how you set up pipe and drape.